Yes. Happy Friday. We are here. We are back with the interesting thing that happened at Perfect Acres Inc. And don't forget, we about to go up into this house, y'all. We done found that book. You ready, Scott?
I'm ready.
We gonna send Oreo Jr. into the house ahead of us, and let's get started. Uncle Ma and Puck. Wait, did we already do this?
I don't think so.
Okay, period. I got a little ahead in the book and I forgot where my place was. Perfecta stepped. No, more like stumbled through the doorway to escape the crushing noises made by Mr. Snoot. Then she shoved the door shut and leaned against it, panting. She was like, She could feel the door rattling behind her from the thundering moans and groans knocking against it. Again, Mr. Snoot need a rhinoplasty and a CPAP. But soon they faded and finally stopped. It was if it was as if Mr. Snoot, in his sleep, recognized that nothing could be done to keep Perfecta from getting inside the old house. And unbelievably, that's exactly where she was. Inside the old house at last.
All right.
Oh, she gasped, staring wide eyed around the entry hall where she stood. For how different it was from what she had expected. What the hell did you expect? And what does it look like?
Well, hopefully she'll tell us.
She about to tell us. Instead of dust and cobwebs and dingy peeling paint, she saw gleaming oak floors. Okay, somebody
No?
cleaned up. And glossy white panel walls. The bright, cheerful light that poured through the wide doorway reflected off a grand, shiny staircase that curved majestically up a book-lined wall. Girl, how they get all that in the house that quick? From a wagon. The banister glowed as if it had been newly waxed and polished. Was this the secret of the old house? That far from sitting there lost and neglected, someone had been taking care of it all along? This question, however, had no sooner leapt into Perfecta's mind than it leapt right back out again. Those expressions the house had. Now, could it have been play acting? Perfecta had been watching for as long as she could remember and quite simply knew the expressions were as real as they could be. Girl, you over here using your imagination a lot. Do houses have expressions, Scott? Do houses have expressions? Do y'all houses have expressions? Put it in the comment section.
I guess they do.
Okay, period. The expression my house is having is job application because it need to help me pay this mortgage.
Oh.
Mm, mm. Okay, period. Um, this question, however, had oh wait, I have read that already. Sorry, y'all. Perfecta had been watching for as long as she could remember, and quite simply knew the expressions were as real as they could be. When the house had told her it was sad or lonely or angry, why then it was. What a and a secret that wrapped up all those feelings must lie much deeper. Girl, just get in there and give them that damn book. You doing a lot. Your imagination doing a lot of heavy lifting, Perfecta girl. If only your parents had a little bit of that imagination, your name wouldn't be Perfecta. Period. Anyway, for some curious reason, it didn't seem at all impossible for Uncle Mai and Puck to have accomplished so much in such a short time. They had arrived in a rather remarkable manner. Is it remarkable to roll up in a wagon? It's unique. It's definitely novel.
Yeah, I don't know if remarkable is the right word, but
I mean, gas prices is going up.
I guess it does cause you to remark.
Yeah, remark a lot. Like move over to the side because you holding up traffic. Didn't that make them rather remarkable people? Perfecta could hear their voices coming from the lighted room beyond. Nice, cheery, already familiar voices. She took a hesitant step forward, another step, and another. And then the bright lights from all the lamps with the colored glass shades burst out at her. She had to blink and blink and blink again before she could take in the scene ahead of her. Oh, girl, what it look like up in there? They got the Hope Diamond. What it look like? All three, Uncle My, Puck, and Dickory, were so intent on what they were doing that they did not even notice Perfecta's arrival. It was Dickory who first caught sight of her and then went bounding over to sniff excitedly at her slippers. Why, bless my soul, Puck! Look who's come! Exclaimed Uncle Mike, stretching his arms toward Perfecta. Puck stopped his rocker so suddenly that he catapulted right into the carpet. Okay, Puck.
Okay.
He whatchamacallit, Evil Knievel. You better launch yourself up out that chair. He quickly picked himself up, staring all the while at Perfecta as if he were memorizing the color of her bobbing brown straight hair or trying to decide if her eyes were gray or actually green. I don't think he gives a damn, but okay. Staring back at him, Perfecta herself recorded a stubby nose lightly dusted with freckles, a mop of tumbling straw colored curls, and a startling pair of bright, clear, steady blue eyes. Hey. She liked what she saw of what might become her new friend and wondered if he felt the same way about her. Is is she the one, Uncle Mine? Puck asked, girl, what are we looking for? Neo? Is this the Matrix? Do I have the wrong outfit on?
Maybe.
Oh, I needed black leather. As there is only one, I expect she is, replied Uncle Mine. Okay, girl, you done found Trinity up in the Matrix. She gonna bring you back to life if they take you out, so don't even worry about it. And she does have the book, doesn't she? Puck added eagerly. That she does, said Uncle My while smiling warmly, beckoning to Perfecta. Come along in, child. Perfecta hesitated. Until now, she had forgotten that she was only in pajamas and slippers. I am not properly dressed. Nonsense, exploded Uncle My. Are you quite warm enough? Scott, are you warm enough?
I am.
Perfecta nodded. And are you quite cool enough? Scott, are you cool enough? Are y'all cool enough?
I don't know. Hopefully.
Okay. Perfecta nodded again. Well, it's perfectly easy to see that you are quite covered up enough. Uncle My studied Perfecta, his eyes twinkling. So it seems to me that you are dressed as properly as you can be. Now, won't you please enter? Perfecta entered. Now, about the matter of name, said Uncle My. Puck calls me Uncle My. So you can call me that too. And Uncle My calls me Puck. So you can call me that, said Puck. Okay, Scott, what are you called? And you guys out there, what do y'all call? Put y'all name up in the comment section. What you want to be called?
Well, you call me Scott, so everybody can call me that too.
Period. My name is winning lottery number. Okay, I don't know what my name is. My name is Storyteller, period. You can call me that. Scott calls me that. What are we to call you, child? Asked Uncle My. Oh, I would have just left. I'm like, here's your book. Bye. my name is Perfecta, mumbled Perfecta, staring at the toes of her slippers. Told y'all about them names. She embarrassed. You don't sound as if you like your name very much, said Uncle My. Well, Perfecta said, biting her lip, when people at school first hear it, they always laugh. Told you. They got to go to school, baby, and they got to fill out applications and do resumes and stuff, child. Ain't nobody, be careful what you name them children. Don't you have a middle name to use? Asked Puck. It's Departmenta. They laugh even harder at that. I was named Perfecta Departmenta to please Mr. Snoot, who is the president of Perfect Acres Inc. Mr. Snoot, eh? Uncle Mike exchanged a quick but deep glance with Puck. So that's what he goes by now, does he? Do you know Mr. Snoot? Asked Perfecta, astonished. After a fashion, child, replied Uncle Mike, tousling the curls of Puck's head with an affectionate hand. But there, somewhat to Perfecta's disappointment, the subject ended. Girl, stop being nosy. Or ask. Like, how y'all know Mr. Snoot? I want to know. Uncle My, why don't we make a name for Perfecta the way we did for each other? Asked Puck. Why don't we call her Purr? It's the sound of the first part of her name, and it's the sound a kitten makes when it's happy. Are you feeling quite happy? Uncle My asked Perfecta. Scott, you feeling happy? Y'all feeling happy out there?
Yeah.
Hey. Perfecta nodded. She was feeling as happy as she had ever felt in her whole life. And would you like us to call you Purr? Perfecta clasped her hands with delight. Oh, yes. Then Purr you shall be, proclaimed Uncle My. Woof, said Dickory agreeably, while Puck grinned at Perfecta. Now, Purr, said Uncle My, if you'll just let me have that book you so kindly brought us, then I can put it away. Perfecta faces Perfecta's face flushed as she handed Uncle My the Mother Goose book. I'm sorry, I forgot all about it. Nonsense, child, said Uncle My. Nothing to be sorry about. Puck and I are delighted that you were sensible enough to bring such a valuable article to us at once. He began quickly to leaf through the pages of the book, which gave off a curious humming sound.
He's thumbing through it.
It don't hum when you
Well,
thumb.
maybe they're special pages.
Okay, period. After a few moments, the sound became separate voices, all speaking at once. They sounded anxious and disturbed. Terrible, dreadful. What's next? Frowning darkly, Uncle My finally closed the book on the voices. Great whiskers. They're still worried, aren't they? Said Puck. Will I be able to do anything, Uncle My? Uncle My laid a kindly hand on Puck's shoulder. You will, my boy, you will. But for now, if you two will excuse me, I shall put the book away. As soon as Uncle My had left the room, Puck scooped Dickory up in his arms and dropped down into a rocking chair. Well, what do you think of this house? I mean, what you seen of it? He asked eagerly. Now, for the first time, Perfecta could look at the room she had entered. Really look. And what a room it was. A large window seat cushioned with large blue and white pillows stretched from wall to wall under the windows. Oak beams reached solidly and reassuredly across the peaked ceiling. On the wall opposite the huge stone fireplace was a small stairway that marched up a few steps only to march right back down again. What the hell did they put the stairs on top of the This a weird house, honey. They need to renovate this thing. Sound like make it make sense. But best of all was the wallpaper that covered one whole wall with pictures of animals. How the hell they get it wallpaper that quick? That's not like quick. How long do it take to wallpaper, Scott?
I've never done it, but I imagine it takes quite a while. You got to cut it, roll it out, glue it on.
Yeah, they just got in the house. How they got animal wallpaper that she saw them take out the
All
wax?
that other stuff done.
Okay.
It's magic.
Period. Alakazoo. With pictures of the animals. The wallpaper, like I had just said, the wallpaper Uncle My and Puck had carried in from the wagon. How y'all get it up so quick? It was in fact a very large picture of a zoo, breathed Perfecta. I love animals, said Puck, giving Dickory a hug. I love their ears and their nose. I love their paws and their tails and their whiskers. This sounds like Scott. I guess I love everything about them. So do I, said Perfecta. It was quite wonderful to hear Puck echoing her very own feelings about animals, which happened to be exactly opposite to those held by Mr. Snoop, who considered all animals, along with children, to be nonsensical, impractical, and messy and dirty as well. A while ago, someone had wanted to build a zoo near Perfect Acres Inc. But Mr. Snoot had objected violently. Oh girl, he got his GUN and he was like, boom, 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 boom. We've been watching what is it? Fear Thy Neighbor.
Yeah.
Child, they react violently too, and people be going to jail for life. Y'all check that out if that's your kind of thing. Once again, he had called in the 5 important looking authorities. And since nothing more had been said about the zoo, it looked as if this time Mr. Snoot was going to have his way. Now, however, Perfecta at least had a wonderfully realistic picture of a zoo. Girl, it's wallpaper. To look at almost any time she wanted. In fact, the pictures were so realistic, she thought she saw 2 monkeys exchange places on the bars, period. And a bit of water splashed from the seal pool. But for now, it was getting late, and even though she hadn't discovered one thing about the secret of the old house, she felt she should leave. She had not been named Perfecta Department girl entirely for nothing. Yes, you were. Anyway, there was no question in her mind that she would be coming back. The secret would wait. Thank you for the very good time, but I think I ought to go now, she said as Uncle Ma strolled back into the room. You're entirely welcome, Uncle Ma said. Though it's you we must thank for returning Puck's book. Still, we were expecting you to stay a while longer, girl. This starting to sound like a movie like Saw or something, girl. This girl, you better okay. You went over to a stranger house at night and don't nobody know you over there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sound like the start of Split. And keep Puck company while I take care of the wagons and the ponies. If you really want me to stay, said Perfecta, who very much wanted to stay, then I will. Splendid, said Uncle My, beaming. But Puck seemed to have something more on his mind than whether Perfecta stayed or not. He looked at Uncle My with worried, questioning eyes, kind of like this. Do I look worried and questioning?
Yeah.
Do you really have to go, Uncle My? You know I do, lad. Uncle Ma squeezed Puck's hand between his own 2 large weather-beaten ones. But you won't forget the covers, will you? You absolutely must have them, you know. I won't forget, Puck replied solemnly. Well then, it's off I am. Uncle Ma hoisted Dickory to his shoulders and started across the room. But before he reached the door, Puck ran after him. Uncle My! Uncle My! Uncle My hesitated and finally turned. You will come back. You won't leave me forever again.
What?
Girl, wait. What you mean by you won't leave me forever again, sir? What that mean? What is this? Puck threw his arms around the sea captain. Uncle Mike in turn hugged Puck and buried his face in the boy's curls. Never forever again. Y'all just over here abandoning children. If I was Perfecta, I would be calling CPS. Yeah, I know you mean never forever again, because the people coming to get you, sir. Anyway, Dickory either, said Uncle Mike. Then him and Dickory were gone. Girl, probably forever.
Oh no.
They usually do. He said he was going to what? Put the wagons away. Some say I'm going to go get a pack of cigarettes. Others say I'm going to go get milk. Honey, they never show back up. Okay. This was certainly a mysterious, puzzling leave taking. After all, Uncle Mike was only going to put the wagons and ponies away for the night. He going to abandon children. Why would that keep him from coming back? And why was Puck so distressed about it? It seemed to Perfecta, from the way his shoulders were trembling, that he might even be crying. But by the time he turned his face to her, his eyes were dry. Maybe he was fake crying. And there was only a single smudge on his cheek that might or might not have also been a tear. At any rate, he hardly gave her time to think questions, much less ask them. Grabbing her by the hand, he almost lifted her off the floor as he pulled her across the living room into the hall. Come on, Purr, let's go. Go where? Gasped Perfecta. To get the covers, of course, replied Puck. Sir, you're not going to drag me into a situation I don't even know. Like, I don't even know y'all. And you gave me this name. I don't even know this name. And now we got to go get some covers that I don't even know. And sir, don't you want to go out there and help Uncle Ma so he don't abandon you again forever? Anyway, dropping Perfecta's hand, he snatched up the small silver ladder with the gold rungs that leaned against the wall. Then he dashed through the front door and right into the stormy blast of moan, groans, and snores issuing from Mr. Snoot. It ends there. That's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter.
Wow.
Y'all know how these things end. What did you guys learn? Put it in the comment section from this chapter. Scott, what did you learn from this chapter?
Probably should just be going into strange people's houses.
Period. Don't just be leaving out at night, okay? Not telling nobody and going across the street into strange beings' houses. It could end good or it could end bad. The probabilities is bad, period. What I learned from this is Polar Puck got some abandonment issues because I could keep leaving him talking about, oh, I'm gonna go put away these wagons. Sound like Uncle Mike is on some drugs.
Could be.
That's what it sounds like to me. That's the time that people be disappearing. So I'm gonna need for people not to be disappearing on their children because it's gonna give them abandonment issues. That's what I learned.
Okay.
Period. Okay, guys, let me get Oreo Jr. We're going to end this live. And then we'll be right back with our Fairy Tale Friday story. I did them backwards because I want to put on makeup. Okay. So, but we're going to end this right here. As always, we hope you guys had a great time hanging with us. Of course, we enjoyed you guys hanging with us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some other videos, shorts, lives, all that good stuff. And with that, from wherever we are, even in some stranger's house that we didn't left out the house at night, and not told anybody and could potentially become a victim. Okay. So wherever you guys are, peace, love, and happiness. Skin rinky dinky dink. We will see you guys in like 30 or so minutes somewhere in there. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.